welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand, of course, with myself, AGT. I hope you're well. This is another top 5. Today it's a positive one. Best 5 or top 5 signings made in the Premier League era. Now, I'm not going to lie, before this video, I thought this would be quite easy. This has turned out to be the hardest Liverpool list I've ever done. You may think, yeah, well, there's obvious names to reel off, but when you see how many of them there are in the last 25 years, trust me, it's a lot harder than you think. So today we're going based off fee paid, performance at the club, legendary status, fee sold on for the legacy that they left at Liverpool, and how many trophies they won, how successful they were in that time. Before we get into the main body of the video, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to ask you to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, most importantly, turn that little bell on to keep updated throughout all the top 5 series, and when we come back to fan cam action very soon against Everton. So keep an eye out for that. We're all over the place in the next few weeks. So here we go then. Here's the top 5 best ever Liverpool signings in the Premier League era. It's been so difficult to do this, but hey, listen. Number 5, Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane, what can you say? Destroyed us with Southampton, so we bought him, as we did with the most of Southampton's team, to be honest, when they were good back in 2012 to 14. 50 goals in 100 games for us, insane numbers. You say to every good striker, you know you want 1-in-2 ratio. He's a wing forward technically, and he's still putting up numbers. I mean, he won the Golden Boot last season, shared it with Salah and Aubameyang. Probably our best player this season as well. I mean, we paid 34 million for Mane, and at the time there was a lot of comparisons between the money we've spent for him and what Arsenal spent for Mkhitaryan. And at the time, again, there was a lot of, well, Arsenal got the better deal here, Mane shouldn't be paying that much for him. But just look at what he's done. You ask any fan in the top 4 at least of the Premier League, or top 6, would they have Mane in their team? They would love him. An absolute workhorse. What we love about him is his humility, his down-to-earthness. You know, being the star of Senegal, amazing person off the pitch, as Grizz Khan can vouch for. But on the pitch, he's just so unpredictable. He gets the goals. He's a nightmare for defenders. He's quick. He's strong. He knows how to nick a foul. Oh, he's unbelievable, and I genuinely hope he stays at Liverpool for a long time to come. So that's Sadio Mane in at number 5. Number 4, so this was a tough one. It's Philippe Coutinho. Now, we all know how the story ended, but let's not forget how it started. We bought Philippe Coutinho off Rafa Benitez Inter Milan in 2013 for 8.5 million. We sell him to Barcelona, as you know, for 145 million. Never won a trophy with Liverpool. I mean, we just mentioned Mane there. He's at number 5, yet he's won the Champions League, Super Cup, World Club Cup, and the Premier League soon. Coutinho didn't win anything with Liverpool, but what you'd have to say is, if we look at his legendary status, I mean, before he left, I would put him in the top 5 Liverpool players I've seen in my lifetime. I put him up there with Suarez's and the Gerrards. In terms of an unreal footballer, a talented footballer, he's definitely there. He definitely turned heads. The amount of wonder goals he scored, I mean, he's in that kind of top 5 players in our Premier League era. He's that good. Unfortunately, he goes to Barca and it hasn't worked out for him. Bit of a lesson there, don't leave Liverpool, because it only can go downhill after that. But no, in all seriousness though, he is an unreal footballer. The turns and twists and crosses and shots from long range that he could pull around with that small body. Let's face it, he's not the biggest lad. He's only 5'7", 8. So I think he scores a number 4 position in this purely because of the impact that the selling of Philippe Coutinho had. I mean, great bargain to get him initially and sign him, but to sell him for 145 million, which in turn, facilitates the spending power to be available to go out and get an Alisson and a Van Dijk. So what that selling, the sale of Coutinho did for us, and I know this is the best ever signing, but the selling of Coutinho really allowed us to become major players at the world elite table. And that's what we are now, the champions of Europe, as we all know. So that's that. I mean, Coutinho, so many good memories. I loved his 2 goals away at Chelsea. Loved his goal at Old Trafford. Scored a belting free kick at the Emirates. Scored a few at City as well. Unbelievable talent. Would I have him back? Yeah, I probably would. I would take him back. But he comes in at number 4. Number 3 in the list, again, so tough, guys, but I've gone for Luis Suarez. Purchased for over 21 million, and we sell him for 75 million to Barcelona. Again, so close to trophies for Suarez, but no trophies won at Liverpool. But if we look past that and we look at what a talent he was, I mean, first of all, the business of it is great. We made 50 million. But in terms of the player, I mean, a lot of people say Suarez or Torres, but Suarez is different because, I mean, the numbers are probably better than Torres's as a goal scorer, but I would say Suarez, when you watched him play for us, apart from when he was being a right racist rascal and, you know, disgusting behaviour, which made me ashamed actually to have him at our club at the time, now in hindsight. But at the time, I don't remember him having a bad game for Liverpool. Genuinely, over his period, I cannot remember a bad game he had. Even if it was a game where he didn't assist or score, he always did something crazy, whether that was a turn or a nutmeg or a cross or a pass or a shot that hits the bar. He's an unbelievable footballer. Definitely in the question to be one of the best ever Premier League strikers. It's such a shame that we didn't win the league with him, but you know, comes in at number 3. Number 2, Mohamed Salah, aka the King of Egypt. Now I love this fella. I can't lie. Champions League winner, Champions League finalist, World Club Cup, Super Cup winner, Premier League soon winner. The most goals, the most goal contributions in the last 3 seasons. He's the highest apart from Messi. You have to start putting some respect on this man's name. The way his career has gone from a steady flat line to a dip, to a flat line again, to an absolutely meteoric rise. 2 out of 2 golden boots in the season so far. Only 35 million, we can say that now because look at what he's achieved and the goals he scored. And he's like Mane, another absolute down-to-earth player who really looks at the bigger picture instead of the flash cars and the watches and the stuff like that. A lot of players do that, and that's fine. But Salah really makes a change politically and socially in his own country, and for the image of Islam, I would say he's improved that massively in this country. There's a famous song about how Liverpool fans would rather be in the mosque, and you just wouldn't have had that 20 years ago. So there's almost a reason for him being number 2 on this list for all those reasons. It's not just on the pitch, it's off the pitch what he's done. He's a beautiful man, let's have it right. And everyone that gets on his back sometimes, we've got to turn around and realise just how many goals and assists this man has given us in the last 2 years. And we all know he could have had way more as well. But yeah, I mean, whatever we do sell Salah on for in the end, I mean, even if he stays for 3 years, you'd still be looking, depending on his form obviously, but around the 75 to 100 mark. Unbelievable talent, and it has just clicked for him at Liverpool. The stars are finally aligned in his career, and Liverpool and Salah have kind of lined up at the right time, and it's just a beautiful thing. Salah, Firmino and Mane, an unreal threesome, one that I hope will last for many years, to be honest, at Liverpool. But yeah, Salah gets in at number 2 on the list. And number 1, like I said guys, any of these players could be number 1. You could argue that any of them could be number 1. This has been the hardest video. But number 1, I'm going for Virgil van Dijk. So Vincent Kompany recently said Virgil van Dijk is the best centre-back the Premier League has ever seen, purely because if you look at the team before Van Dijk and now, the difference is immeasurable. How this man has come into the football club and taken us from here to here, admittedly with the help of the Allisons and the other players that have come in. But what he has single-handedly done is calmed the whole defence. It's not just Gomez next to him, it's Robertson, it's Trent as well. He's an absolute marshal. When you see him in person as well, even though he isn't physically the captain, he's the captain, especially of that defence. He absolutely guides them all. and he's just breathtaking. Third best player in the world at the Ballon d'Or. 75 million from Southampton. We've given them 175 million over the years, and people at the time scoffed at the price. They said 75 million for Van Dijk, you're joking, aren't you? Well, now he's easily worth, I would say, 150 plus, if not more. And the boy is just an absolute sensation. He's won, of course, the Champions League, Super Cup, World Club Cup, and will win the Premier League. I think the legacy that he leaves when he does eventually leave on the players like Trent, Robbo, Gomez will just be unreal, because you don't not improve when you're playing with someone like that. He knows he's special, and he's so humble as well, and that's why we love Big Virg. You can't get past him. He's an absolute unit, a nice guy as well. So he officially is Liverpool's best ever Premier League signing, according to me and the Kop TV. So like I said, wouldn't be right to do this video without some honourable mentions. So what I've done is I've actually extended the list to 10 if I was going to do 10. And then there's still more names after that. So I would have gone Henderson, number 6. I love this man. He's been at Liverpool for 9 years now. And he's an absolute gargantuan now in terms of he can sit at the table with all the European Cup winners. Apart from Aaron Hughes, rest in peace, crazy horse. But he's up there. He can eat dinner now with Gerrard. He can eat dinner now with Hansen, Thompson, and all these legends that have gone past and won the European Cup. That's what he's done now. You have to have him on the same level as these guys in terms of the trophies he's won. He's about to win us the Premier League trophy. We paid 20 million at the time for him in Sunderland. And well, what can you say? I can't see him ever playing for another club now. In terms of value for money, excellent. But if I was to do a value for money kind of view at this, then number 7 would have to be Robertson. Absolutely unreal signing. 8 million from Hull, and he's come in and won all the trophies that we've won recently. Number 8, I've gone for Alisson. Very close. Again, any of these 5 could be mixed up as well. Number 9, Xabi Alonso. Number 10, Torres. And I gave a very special shout out to James Milner at number 11. But then even still, you've got Firmino, you've got Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Reina, Huppier, Heskey, Matip, Gomez, Sturridge, Luis Garcia, Dirk Kuyt, Risa, The Ox, Aga, Patrick Berger. I think that's it. I think that's all the ones I'm going to say now, because I could be here all night just claiming that, you know, David Ngog's a great player and a great signing, but realistically he wasn't. Like I said, a lot of time's gone into this list. It's been super hard to get it down to a top 5. Please let me know in the comments, as normal, whether I've missed anyone out or misplaced anyone. There's always going to be different opinions, but man, I think due to the criteria, which was the cost, the legendary status, and the trophies, the legacy, the selling on price, I personally think that's the top 5. I'll just go over it again. Van Dijk at number 1, Salah, Suarez, Coutinho, Mane, and then Henderson, Robbo, Alisson, Alonso, Torres as an extended 5. But this has been very difficult, so do please let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget, June the 21st, Everton versus Liverpool, the first game back after this COVID spike. Listen, we're hoping that we can do some really entertaining still online fan cams, so if you do want to be involved in those, just let me know. Slide into the DMs of @the Kop TV on Instagram, and that's going to be very fun. And listen, we're going to win the league, and these players are going to become even more immortalised than they already are. AGT for the Kop TV, over and out.